We're still trading even in our trade. In fact, it ticked up with us for the first time. This first time we've been up in this trade, this 61 and a quarter. If it's going to go with us, there are a couple of reasons why, but if it's going to trade with us, this is it right here. The first profit target is set as at 62. That is one tick beneath the high of this little move that we saw. I hate to even call it a move, but anyway, it was 62 and a quarter is what we recently saw here. So I want to get out one tick ahead of that. I don't want to have to try to challenge and make a bust above there. So as I say that, for the first profit target, I don't want to do that. So first profit target is at 62. The next one's at 63, and the next one's at 64. Those aren't spaced far apart for some random reason because they're each a point apart, 4 ticks apart from each other. It just so happens that that's where certain areas are, certain thresholds. In the case of that 63, as you remember from last night, we had that 63.50 was that retracement number, and it's still, I'll show it to you on the chart still, if I can get away from it here a little bit. See, there's our 63.50. I had this retracement on from last night. I hadn't killed it yet, showing it. But in any case, that could, on the way back up, present a little bit of resistance there. So I'm going to try to get out ahead of it. And then if we bust it, 64, I won't get into it. It'd be too detailed to show you that one. But there's a reason why 64 is there as well. So in any case, we are now trading 2 ticks up in our trade. And feeling pretty good about it. But again, this is the spot where it's going to have to make its move. Adding to that and why it needs to make its move here. It's 3 minutes. It's 6:57. So 3 minutes away from forming another 60-minute bar. Here's the 60-minute chart. This bar, if it should trade any lower here, if it should close any lower here, when the next bar forms, it will be the other side of this little support line, this trend line that I've drawn in here, this angled one. And while that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to trade lower, it's a potential indicator that it's going to trade lower. So we need for this bar, and you can see it's trading 1 tick against us now. We need for this current bar to trade up a little bit from here and close probably around that. I guess I'll call it 61 and a quarter, 61.50 area, to avoid breaking that trend line, which again would be a little scary. Not a done deal in terms of it going against us, but it's certainly something we'd prefer not to see. So we'll be back.